Alright, what's up y'all, LakerFan here. As I was about to today's video, here to talk about how interior defense quote unquote sucks in NBA 2K23. So what I'm here to display in today's video is a multitude of things. We got a lot of clips of me on my new 6'3", as you can see, kicking people out of dunks, etc, etc. Whether it's even my teammates playing good interior defense or my teammates getting stopped on their drive takes or anything like that, me kicking people out of dunks again, as you can see right there, and then Tonic coming in with another contest as well. And we got a lot of clips of this stuff, and it's only been the course of pretty much 5 games that I'm showcasing right here. We also, at the end of this video, will have one full gameplay where I fast forward all offense so you guys can see that it is one concurrent, like, actual tape of just pure footage of one game. And it's literally me sitting at the bottom of a 2-3 zone on this 6'3", just to troll, just to show how I really feel about this stuff. But as you can see, 2 clips in a row, me kicking people out of dunks again right there. I get a 14% contest, make someone miss. We're out in transition D. That's just a typical thing for a guard to do, yet here I am, walling up, getting a great interior defense. I know it's possible that Joey also got a contest right there, but I promise you, after all the clips that you see right here, you will see that walling him up right there and getting a contest is enough to be done right here. And I just wanted to talk about this because I've seen so many people argue and complain about interior defense being so bad in this game, yet all I ever see from myself or even teammates, as long as I give them the right guidance as well, and I don't mean to be pure ego with this stuff, I don't want to sit here and act like I am undisputedly the best in the game at getting interior defense stops or like understanding mechanics. However, I will say one thing: if there is anything to be noted as far as gameplay and who's good at stopping what, I really do think that one thing to pick up in this game is people are generally good at stopping what they're good at themselves. So whether it's like small guard, let's say a guy like AK, a small guard that plays it habitually, ever hopped on a lock. He knows how to read movements, he knows how to read certain patterns of dribble styles or what they're looking to shoot, how long they had to dribble before they get tired, etc, etc, all that stuff. That is something that you will pick up on as a small guard. For me, I'm someone that has played like countless hours, countless amounts of takes to the hoop on a slasher, just purely dunking. Even builds that actually have no three-pointer, and all I can do is attack the hoop. So I understand when people do certain euros or gathers or something like that, it's going to troll them. It gives them horrible, horrible animations and horrible takes. We're going to fast forward this one too, because I believe this is the one that we ended up just accidentally not cutting properly. But anyway, back in the clips. And I just want to explain too, like, there are methods that I've developed through all this stuff too. I understand that I have vertical on my build, so that actually plays a pretty big factor. I understand that when you're down here in this dead zone, it's horrible in terms of interior defending. You have to run and make your movement actually match theirs and just charge right at them and stuff like that. Move toward them while jumping and you will kick them out of dunks most times. And as long as you're outside of that circle, it's a good spot to be on defense. You want to make sure you are not ever sitting right below the basket, because that's the stupidest thing to do. And I've seen so many people who complain about interior defense talk about, I'm in the perfect spot, I'm right where I need to be, I'm here for a stop. You're not here for anything. You are in the most absolute easy spot to dunk on in the whole game if you're down below this basket right here. Another thing I've developed over the years as well is this method of holding my Y button, aka the block button. And I believe, this is my superstition and what I've believed for almost 5 years now of playing 2K on slasher builds, defender builds, builds with good vertical, you know, big man builds, stuff like that. I believe when you hold your Y button or your block button, it gives you a better jump, better like elongated jump that will get you higher in the air, more hang time, stuff like that. It's just stuff like that that I've come to believe in, and I truly believe that is true. And if you disagree, yet you still think your defense is bad and you've never tried it, then maybe you're critiquing the wrong person because you've never even tried it for yourself to see if it works. I know I'm coming at this with a really big hater angle, and that is the ploy of today's video, is for me to be a hater of the people who are complainers themselves. It's just literally how I choose to make this angle and take this angle of what I like truly believe in right here. So you already saw the other one. I kicked him out of the dunk. He ends up getting the O board. I get a really good contest right here. Once again, I'm meeting him outside of the circle and we're able to just kick him out of the dunk once again. You've seen so many animations and takes like this so far throughout the course of this clip that we're showcasing right here, where I'm taking people out of dunks. You can see right here, I'm moving my angle toward this. I'm also controlling my 3-second violations, as you can see. see, I'm moving toward him and I get a good jump. As you can see right there, we're also able to bring this rebound down for that matter too with 25 rebound. And you can see I have the bronze rebound chaser on as well too. But again, right here, I'm playing good angles. I'm playing good spots in my opinion. We're ready to move forward toward him, as you can see. And boom, I kick him out of a whole windmill contact dunk. Look at this. Again, I'm playing the field. I'm playing between all types of paint sitters and stuff like that. I got teammates all over the court that aren't even guarding anybody. We got 2-on-1 guy right here. We got one guy getting drove by. We got Joey getting fronted by 2 people. I'm guarding like nearly 4 potential options right now. And as you can see, I take the threat of the ball handling option that has made it by Dre right here. I'm peeling off these 2 defenders right here and allowing Joey to play the weak side now. And I'm flying right at him, straight at him. And as you can see, we're going to kick him out of the dunk. And this is a foolproof thing. This is going to work so often. If he doesn't use his dunk meter right here, he is boxed. And as you can see, it works. What do you know? A red contest on a dunk that's coming flying right at me, and no problem at all. Once again, I'm showing like on the side of the paint right here. He is like all past Dre again, because I'm telling these guys, literally lead them to me in the paint, if for that matter too. I'm telling these guys because I'm here to troll and I'm here to show you guys how easy this truly is, in my opinion, to just defend this stuff. Lead him to me. Boom. I'm gonna like walk over to him and lean that way. If I see a cut come in behind me, I'm peeling off instantly. And then if he ends up driving, yet the cut's coming in too, I'll come back to the ball handler because that's the main priority. And then boom, I'll allow someone off ball to cover that for that cut for me, because obviously you can't always just like sit at the bottom of the paint and expect you're going to play defense, as I already mentioned. But that will, like, you know, cut the distance between like potential options, but you're never going to actually stop anybody if you're just sitting here. I promise you, it just doesn't work like that. And maybe that's flawed logic to some of you guys, maybe that is or isn't, I don't know. But either way, I'm here to just showcase. And look at this. This is the same guy. I just did the exact same thing to him, guys. Like, it's a very particular thing that is going to happen over and over again. If I'm not moving right here, if I'm not keeping my momentum in my movement to the right here to cut him off and stop him in his tracks right here, and I sit below the basket instead, it's a dunk every single time, over and over again. But instead, again, this is the exact same guy. Boom. Wall him up right here, get a like yellow contest, make him miss, grab the rebound. That's it for the quarter. Again, following my own cut. I actually play some pretty bad defense, but I'm able to also, this is another big thing too, play good positioning as far as recovery. I'm not going to sit here and expect, just know your role, know your role. I'm 6'3", I have no block. I am not getting a freaking chase down block or a block over the top of his shoulders or something like that right here. It's not going to happen. So what I do instead, as you can see, I reroute myself. I move all the way across and around his body right here to get in position, then go for the vertical contest. Because once again, you may think, oh, I worked so hard to get in front of him, I can just play hands up D now and I'm just gonna get rewarded. You still have to have good timing on your like jumps and stuff like that in the interior. I've also seen people who will sit here and be the absolute worst paint match defender I've ever seen, some of my own team for that matter too, that'll just spam Y over and over again. They'll just eventually get mashed because obviously they're giving the opponent a window to shoot through as far as those interior mashes. Right here though, it's so obvious. Like he looks like he's quote unquote in good position, right? I play a horrible lane. He thinks I'm out the play, so he just goes up to the standing lane before my big man can get there. But instead, boom, I moved in front of him, around him, and to me, you have to read their mind as well. It's so obvious he's going to go up this take, boom, meet him right there, get a great vertical contest, and as you see, another red, with no help from anybody, for that matter. Just Tonic there to grab the rebound after he misses. So that's that. And we have so many more clips even still to show as well. I probably will skip out on showing you guys the full gameplay or anything like that because this is going to end up being a long video. But again, you can see I'm meeting him before he can get there. This is actually a fast break too, where I'm in a 2-on-1 right here. So again, you can split the difference, quote unquote. You can sit here and act like you think you're gonna be able to play 2 people like this, and maybe if you're on a bigger build, you actually can do that, because then you could just like, you know, do exactly what I'm doing, but then more reliably be able to get the rebound. But right here, your priority needs to be stopping the ball in this situation. You have to meet this guy sooner. And I was a little bit almost out of position, but as you can see, I am beelining over here to stop this momentum. As you can see, a dunk meter popping off on a 6'3". I'll show you guys the build too. It's literally 58 interior defense with 25 block and like, I don't know, 85 vertical or something like that. No anchor, no nothing. And maybe that's even more power to me for making a build that actually has interior defense. I'm gonna even show you in the builder after this that it's so easy and so affordable to put on your build instead of being 25 like a basic dude. But anyway, kick him out the dunk meter. He didn't get that to go. I mean, it's just a tough look for him. And then speaking of dunk meter, he's going to be able to put him on it on the other end, but ends up missing it. And then also, one thing to mention as far as paint defense is also the fact that you have to stop the ball from the perimeter. That's just how it is, simply put. I've seen a lot of people that will talk about the lack of getting body up animations on quick drops, or that once someone gets past them, there's no like reattaching to them or anything like that. There's no chase downs. I know that. That's a problem. But at the end of the day, that comes down to your perimeter defense. You're letting the guy past you. That is where it started. And you can't do that in this game. So I've already talked about perimeter defense and how to guard ISO in this game in multiple different videos, so you can reference those videos if you would like. I'm not going to spend too much time on it in this one, but definitely check those out if you're truly actually trying to get better with this stuff, because I have a lot of different methods with that I believe in too, like hands up defense actually getting you more bumps, like as you can see right here as well. And that goes for the same thing. It's not just on catches. I believe that's also on perimeter defense, where you can get more bumpy, grab him a little bit more, pause. But you guys get what I'm saying. Alright, and then we have 4 follow-up clips right here where I didn't actually get them in the like little clip footage, montage, whatever you want to call it right there, but I sent them to myself so I could end up showing them to you guys in retrospect right here. So again, we're getting really good wall-up animation right there, good timing on the jump. I get a 100% smothered. Once again, I am a 6'3", bro, with 50-something interior defense, and this is not Joey right here getting a contest or anything like that. My man's reaching, and I'm the one jumping, and I'm the 6'3". So as you can see, I mean, this is good defense right here. This is literally walling him up, as you can see. While I will say I did give him a little bit of space back to the middle because I tried to cut off the baseline. That was the main priority right there. As you can see though, I'm able to recover a little bit and move my movement a little bit more to the right in this situation. Get a really good jump timing. That is the key right there. And as you can see, get the 100% smothered, and he's able to just end up missing that. All right, second clip right here. I wanted to show an out of context thing, right? So let's talk about this right here. So big man in the left corner shooting it with a guy jumping at him and everything right here. So you're gonna see the result of this is he ends up greening a 38% contested 3 right there. Now, can I sit here and post the exact same thing on a layup where someone made a 38% layup that they quote unquote, sure, didn't have to time, but it's a 2-foot shot, and you know, this, that, and the other, talk about how broken the game is, take something out of context and post it and say, this is the problem with the game? Sure, let's talk about this. Is this the problem with the game? Dude's hitting 38% contests out the corner when, you know, I mean, you shouldn't be able to hit that, in my opinion, if you're going to talk about not being able to hit 30% contests on the interior where you're 2 feet away from the hoop, and people might have ratings that are correlated with it as well. This guy's like 7 foot plus. There's no way he has a 3-pointer more than like an 80 for that matter, even if his wingspan, like his wingspan looks pretty doable in that sense as well, is what I'm saying. So there's no shot this dude had anything more than an 83-pointer and like didn't have take or anything like that. Dude just banged it. Can I sit here and post this and be like, yeah, this is the reason the game is broken? Just put this out of context like everybody else will do with the interior? Sure, that stuff happens sometimes, bro. People make layups sometimes that are contested. It's the game. If it didn't happen, what's the point of even upgrading finishing if you can't finish contested? That, like, literally it would just be a game full of people with 80 dunk and minimum layup, and you'll only just quick drop when you get the good look to the paint. If not, you'll just never make something contested, and what's the point in upgrading driving layup ever? What's the point in upgrading driving dunk ever if you're not going to get contact dunks every now and then or dunk through traffic? Alright, now this clip is the funniest of them all. Look at this, bro. I'm 6'3" against a 7 something build. I mean, the dude gets a 13% contest and misses it. And here's the other thing, too, that I saw some people say. And I think this is ridiculous to say, too. They act like, let's talk in a hypothetical world right here, right? And also, great jump timing, once again. You can't see me, but I'm hiding back there somewhere, just behind his body, as you can see. But anyway, I've seen people maybe post this on Twitter. It was my dude, Jay Blag. He's a cool dude and all, but he said this as his very bad opinion, in my opinion. He said that in a clip that he posted right here that was kind of like this one where he was on obviously a bigger build and he got a 33% contest and the dude made it on a driving layup. And he was like, I would rather that say, or let me rephrase this a little bit. I said, well, you got a 38% contest or you got a 33% contest. Doesn't that by that logic mean that it was that paint defense is good? You got a good contest on that. In my opinion, paint defense being bad would be that you got like a 6 or a 5 on it or something like that. Long story short, he pretty much said he would rather the contest actually be a 5 or a 6 if the game was going to treat it like that or something stupid like that, in my opinion. But anyway, point being, we're going to see something like this where I end up getting an 11% contest and he just misses it. Now, does that mean he's going to miss it often because it was 11% contest? No. It would be way more often if it was like a 33 or something like that. But that's what I'm saying. If you get a 33% contest, doesn't that mean it's going to miss very consistently? That's at least the game I play. I know some people will take some things out of context and post things like that going in consistently, because what's the point in me posting something of someone making a 5% contest mash? I'm not going to complain about that ever. But as you can see, I can definitely showcase him missing a 13, and that's taken out of context. I'm not going to sit here and act like that happens a lot, but it happened, and I can sit here and post it to you guys and act like it does. I'm not going to though, but I could do that if I wanted to. And you know, ironically, I had a clip of this like showcasing to you guys that, like, you know, I made this 6.9 build a little bit earlier in the year where I made it with 27 block and it had like 70 something interior D. And everybody was like, oh, you're gonna so regret not giving your build block, etc, etc. And then I'm just gonna showcase to you guys this little collage right here. I may like backtrack a little bit on actually deciding that I was gonna showcase you guys the full gameplay. I think this video will run pretty long, so I might just end up just showing you the highlights and stuff like that. But wanted to show this as well, because this is in Park, and this is me actually playing on a build that actually just literally has no block, and people were very skeptical of this. But as you can see, vertical, interior defense, I'm still getting 30-something% contests, I'm still 6'9", I'm still able to do that type of stuff. And again, we're able to yank people out of animations. I don't even have block rating, and I'm getting blocks just because of the size, length, and vertical, period. Simple as that. And some good techniques and methods. Again, let's talk about this one right here too. This is just common knowledge in my opinion, but some people don't have that, and some people don't want to listen or get better at the game and actually improve. They'll just sit here and be like, oh, well, just because I think he's not going to shoot this mid-range, so I'm going to just stay back here further to guard the point of attack where he's actually going to want to shoot the ball. It's not what you want to do. You want to meet him further out right here. As you can see, I literally just stopped him from doing anything. I hate to break it to you guys, but you don't dunk the ball from here. Even if he uses the dunk meter, he can't put me in a dunk when it's right here. That's not happening at all, and let alone need stuff to make it too, even if he did get the dunk meter to pop right there. But either way, wall him up. He's not able to get anything to go right there. Once again, my movement is moving toward that and jumping at the exact same time. Yank him out the dunk meter again with, again, no block rating or anything like that on this build. And we get that to go. And again, I'll showcase to you guys the two builds that I'm showcasing right here as well at the end of this video. But right there, a good jump contest as well, even with the quote-unquote no block rating. I was under the belief that maybe block rating was the main reason that you get good jumps, but nah, that's skeptical at this point. Once again with this clip, another one, he's out on the fast break and transition, just trying to go up the standing dunk. I end up getting a really good jump, kick him out the dunk entirely, really ridiculous contest, and what do you know, the guy probably has garbage interior defense on the other end, and me actually having an elite dunk rating and stuff like that too, and being in the right animation, in the right spot for the animation, actually gets a contact lob. What do you know? I mean, it's bound to happen, right? Right here, once again, I'm just playing hands up defense in transition. He's not going to get anything to go with that, and again, I'm just timing out the jump, because at that point, once you pump fake 3 times, it's obvious you're going up with it. So right here, pump fake once, pump fake twice, go up with it the 3rd time, I just jump and I get a good contest on it, while he was actually dead zone for that matter too. Like right here, he's actually right where he needs to be for that matter. If I just play hands up defense, this is going to be an open damn near every time in my opinion, but instead I jump right at the exact time, get a 32% contest, and that's off. And then again, like, you know, in transition, once again, playing defense, jump, he just literally misses the dunk. I don't know. That one's a little bit out of context, I suppose. That's just sometimes people just missing stuff, period. I don't know what to tell you with this one either, because I don't even have anchor. And if, you know, even if Tonic does, here's the funny thing too, and I saw people were saying stuff like that when it came to my little collage of the clips and stuff like that. They were like, oh, well, you know, your teammate that's like standing next to you can anchor and just like get contests on people from the side without even being near it. Well, guess what, buddy? Doesn't that mean interior defense is pretty freaking good if Tonic, of all people, who is not even on a gigantic build right here, can just have his anchor work from way the hell over here? Like, this is completely out to play, bro. You mean to tell me he's the one making him miss the dunk right here? I don't think so. I really don't think so. And even if it were the case, and that's the angle you want to play, then anchor's broken, and that's just ridiculous that you can make that kind of a play from that far away. So I know I'm coming at this video on the angle of a complete bitter hater that is just talking about interior defense not being broken. etc., etc. But that's how I truly feel. I don't think that's a problem in this game at all. My opinion of the problem with this game is getting bumps against good players who aren't moving like a bot like this guy. And where if Tonic was having a hard time playing on-ball D, or for instance like that, as you can see, like bad on-ball D, and this guy gets past him. Unfortunately, he did something that actually takes some skill, which is finesse finishing, and did like a, you know, spin lay right here, and that's bad. You don't do that. If you do anything other than a quick drop in this game, as you just run right by a guy because he can't guard you on the perimeter, is the real problem of where you can't be guarded. If you, like, for instance, he could just hit a stop and go right here, and if I weren't in this right corner, essentially, or maybe if he did like a switch the ball hand to the left and just do a stop and go right there, if Tonic didn't wall it off properly, guess what that is? Boom, fly by him, quick drop. And you're not going to beat it with rotate either. That is one thing I will say about interior defense. Rotating is very tough. It doesn't work very good. Alright, so here is the build that we are referencing in today's gameplay and the clips and stuff like that. 6'3", and the wingspan could play a factor as well. 6'9" wingspan, I'm 170 pounds, with the 58 interior D and the 52 prim D, 30 block, and 35 defensive rebounds. So not exactly 25 on either of them as well. But either way, 85 vertical also plays a factor. If you think strength needed to play a factor, that's not exactly the case either. I only have 33 right here. And as far as the defensive badges go, in some of the gameplay, I had off-ball pest on bronze cord, and I was running bronze pogo. As you can see, I have some core progress to that. And also, I was getting a lot of rebounds too. I mean, I almost got gold. I almost got bronze rebound chaser cord on this build right here. That's pretty ridiculous. I don't have any progress toward workhorse. I wasn't running that. I wasn't running post move lockdown either. I wasn't running chase down because obviously I'm not going to get blocks on this build very often, let alone chase down blocks. So for the most part, I was just running box out beast, off ball pest, pogo, and then rebound chaser as well sometimes. So that's about it as far as that goes. But again, that is not anything to do with the build. And let me go back to the builder real quick, and I'm going to show you guys how ridiculously cheap interior defense is, and the fact that nobody listened to me on stuff like this when I like talked about how cheap it could be and how easy it could be for you to actually upgrade. And then also, for that matter too, nobody even labbed this stuff out or tested it themselves, at least the ones that are complaining. Obviously, like for those of you who may have actually been smart enough to look for something like this, that is definitely a big dub on your end, obviously. I'm just going to kind of replicate my build a little bit though, just to showcase a little bit more of how ridiculously cheap this interior defense was for me to upgrade on my build. So it was more along the lines of like 79 pass ac. We did that to be able to just get a little bit of a pass ac tie with my other teammates, and not to mention I was able to get that badge point right there. And then as you can see, we also went 52 perimeter D for the extra badge point, and then also 90 excel, and then just 75 speed. So 85 vert we needed for the small guard contacts, and then I had 99 stamina right there. Now, anything from this point is literally just void on my build. You can see I could decide to maybe put one more vertical up, is all that would get me right there, is to just literally do that. That's as far as it would give me. So vertical was a no-go in that aspect. Let's talk about maybe pass ac. Boom. That's all I could do is one pass accuracy. Maybe I could do one mid-range. Oh, what do you know? A 99 overall off that. Guess what this does for me with interior defense? I can go all the way to 46 with that. Maybe I'll make one small tweak of just taking my mid-range down to 77 because maybe I just don't feel like I need the shooting badge or something like that as well. Boom. Interior defense can go all the way to 59. Maybe 58 if we want to just settle for it for the badge point like I did too. So that's literally all it takes. One mid-range to sacrifice for a bunch of extra interior defense, or like the one pass accuracy that I showed that was able to contribute to the interior D. And again, everybody is always going to be like, well, you're 6'3", you're 6'9" wingspan. I mean, like, you're not even going to guard anybody in the interior. Well, who's to say that? Like, I didn't believe it when I upgraded the build like this, because I actually thought, hey, I'm guarding 6'7" locks in comp pro-am with this if I actually make it and like utilize it in the exact way that I want to. I think that a 6'3" with a 6'9" wingspan can actually bang with the 6'7" locks. Let me just go ahead and put it on. I get an extra defensive badge point. It was mad cheap, like ridiculously cheap, almost as cheap as free throw, because as you can see, that's probably what I did right there. I don't know for a fact, but I think that is what I did. I took the mid-range down to 77, and then I ended up just getting the interior D to 58, the prim D to 52, and then the free throw to 74. So I mean, it's so valid, it's so viable, and why not do this on a build? It's so ridiculously cheap. But anyway, that is all for the video. I would show you guys the gameplay, but I think it's just going to make the vid way too long, and I just figure I'll just show it like this. I think the highlights and showing that 6'9" footage as well with the no block is also just a pretty good way, and I think I got all my talking points out here that I needed to. If you guys needed a full gameplay to validate this stuff, just know I was willing to do it. I'll put it like that. And matter of fact, I'll pull up the files real quick. Alright, so for instance, here we are. So let's say, like, you know, as far as the gameplays go, we had this 2-3 zone right here that I was playing in this one, and we held them to 33 points with me sitting bottom of the 2-3 the whole game. You can believe it if you want, you can believe it if you don't, or just, you know, not believe it if you don't, but I mean, you'll see in all these clips, I was literally sitting, like, bottom of the 2-3 or playing, like, paint D, so to say, like, doing it in all of them. Now, in some of these games, my teammates were also just playing good perimeter defense. That also could be the case. Or maybe they're leading them to me, and again, players just might be bad. Stuff like that, too. But it's not like I'm sitting here trying to tell you guys, this is what I said to someone on Twitter, too. It's not like I'm sitting here trying to tell you guys that I'm going to replicate this in Comp Pro-Am. I'm not going to come out here and be like, oh, look at me. I'm just going to be able to come out and tell my back end, hey, go to the corner, bro. I got this. I'm guarding paint. Let me get back in on my 6'3" right here, and I'll hold it down, bro. But I mean, you can see it's valid. It works. I'm sitting bottom of the 2-3, and you know, whether people are giving up threes or anything like that, that's not on me. But either way, that's my whole point of what I'm trying to talk about with this. Not to mention, there was also this gameplay right here, where if you go ahead and pay attention to this, I was sitting bottom of the 2-3 in this one as well. And guess what the other team was scoring in points in the paint at halftime? 4. They had 4 points in the paint at half. And guess what they got held to for the entire game? 4. They had a whopping 4 points in the paint throughout the whole course of the game right here. And again, this could be on my teammates for also getting, as you can see, a combined 4, 6, 5, and 3 steals right here, and also giving up some 3-pointers. But as you can see, like, they had 5 non-3-pointers in this entire game, and 2 of them were in the paint. I want to tell you guys, I'm sitting bottom of the 2-3 the entire time. If your teammates suck at perimeter defense and they're setting you up for the dunks and you happen to be dead zone because you're not exactly playing the right spot either, most of it's not on you because your teammates are getting beat and they need to play better perimeter defense that's stopping people from getting to the hoop. But also on that note too is just like, I mean, play better position as well. Just like take more risks, blitz at, like run at people when they're driving at you a little bit more. I know the rebound's gonna look kind of free, but you're gonna have to communicate to your teammate too, like, hey, if I'm jumping at someone in the interior defense and I need to jump out to them, you need to follow behind me for the rebound. That's how real life NBA shit works too, bro. Like LeBron and AD had to do that a lot for each other in the games that I watched too, where if AD jumps at someone and has to jump to defend it, it's pretty freaking hard to get the rebound after that, man. You need people to leak in off the corners to like grab the board. It's just how it is. So anyway, that's all. We had another one right after this too. It was like the third game that I ended up playing the bottom of the 2-3. We played really well in this one too. And again, this is what a lot of the clips came from. Anyway, that is all for the video. I hope you all enjoyed. And if you did, drop a like, sub, new tone, noties, all the good stuff. Like always, try to like 1,000 likes or something like that. And if you made it to the end of the video, put 6-3 or put defense in the comments. Short post my way through. And again, you can feel free to leave your feedback on this one, but I'm very dead set in my opinions of this. A lot of people were saying I'm glazing the game. I'm like only riding for 2K so hard because I have a logo. I don't really understand the logic in that because I feel like I would have been doing the reverse. I feel like I would have been going hard for 2K to try and get a logo. It's not like they're taking it away from me just for critiquing the game or anything like that. But either way, I don't really care in any aspect to like you play any priority in terms of how I'm gonna treat the game and treat the feedback I give the game just in terms of a freaking logo. Don't care about that in the first place. I'm here to express my opinion, and my opinion is very much set in stone on how I feel about this interior defense stuff, and that's that there is a skill gap to it. There's a skill gap to more than just shooting in this game and dribbling. There's plenty of different things between the dunk metering and the finishing and the finesse finishing. You also got the interior defense. You got, in terms of even just dodging like 3-second violations while playing paint D like that as well, is another skill gap that even if you get caught doing it in the wrong times, you will get punished because it just so happens to be the wrong time to do it. You have to be pretty smart with that. Your back end defense, playing lanes, all types of stuff in this game takes skill. And it's funny that you'll just see so many people that will sit here and have that problem, yet I don't. And I'm not taking any digs at anybody that doesn't deserve them right now. I'm only talking about the complainers. Or also, just again, there will be things like the dunk meter that people will complain about but yet can't do themselves. There will be things like post hooks that people will complain about but yet haven't even attempted to do themselves. And I don't know. I guess I'm just saying, I get so tired of this complaining community and stuff like that, and people that don't actually want to just pursue getting better at the game, period. But anyway, that's all for the video. Hope you all enjoyed. Other than that, take it easy, man. Peace.